Alright, so I am back from the Fantastic Four movie, and the movie was, well, it was fantastic.
About me.
But on a real note, the movie was actually peak. I enjoyed my time watching this movie. And since Endgame, there's been a small amount of Marvel films that I've quote unquote said I enjoyed my time seeing this. So I feel like that means a lot when it comes to the Fantastic Four. Since Shang-Chi and Guardians of the Galaxy 3, this is another movie post Endgame that I can say was an actual great movie and I can rewatch. Now the other good movies I like are Thunderbolts and Deadpool and Wolverine. But those two films, they don't have enough for me to rewatch them, if you get what I'm saying. This shit right here, nah, this was a whole different story. This movie right here was phenomenal. Now, me personally, I still like Guardians 3, I still like Shang-Chi, and then I like Fantastic Four. But if you have Fantastic Four over both of these movies, I'm not mad at you, bro. I am not mad at you. This movie was great. Now, let me go ahead and wipe the drool off my chin and stop meat munching this movie as much. Damn, meat munching this movie as much. That was a crazy ass alliteration. But let me stop meat gulping this movie and actually get to the review. I think they did a great job with each individual actor and the character itself. They portrayed the Fantastic Four the way we wanted them to. Sue Storm, Human Torch, The Thing, Reed Richards, or Mr. Fantastic, and the actors did a great job pairing themselves with the role. So like I said, the acting was great, but here's the thing.
Oh, brother.
They did an amazing job with The Thing. So from the CGI to how The Thing looks, to how he uses his powers, to how he's funny, but also like shows like his like serious and brawn strength side, like everything about him was perfect. They don't make him too serious, but they don't make him like those stupid joke characters like they try to do with Thor. Like, you know, when Thor first came in Marvel, they had him as like this super serious nigga who could never tell jokes and he only stood on business for Asgard. And now fast forward to Marvel now, like in Love and Thunder, I can't tell the difference between this nigga and Kevin Hart, bro. There's no serious moments when it comes to Thor. This nigga only lives to tell jokes, and the jokes be ass half the time.
Really about to greet your Astrid. Heimdallson. Stink ass, but afro head, lip gloss chin that.
Like in the old Fantastic Four movies, how they like show The Thing and they show like how he's like this, how he went from a man and now he's ugly as shit. And now, damn, I'm on this nigga's ass right now. But you know like how he transformed and he's ugly as shit now, and the world sees him like this big ugly ass rock that just punches things. But like they give you like this woman, and she's this teacher, right? And these kids are like, they say it's clobbering time, or do like lift this car up. And the Thing goes and he lifts this car up, and the kid's like, woo, woo, cool. And the teacher comes out and she starts flirting with the nigga. She actually starts macking with him. You know, the Thing is crazy because every single Fantastic Four adaptation, you know, Johnny Storm or Human Torch, he's known as a character to get the hoes. But it's like the Thing always gets bitches. He always gets bitches. Like, it's crazy to me. So for you ugly ass niggas in the world, like, you know, me personally, I ain't gotta have that problem, you know what I'm saying? I don't have that problem. But for you ugly ass niggas in the world, bro, don't give up. Look at the Thing. He always has hoes, bro. So, you know, there's always luck for you niggas out there. Now, moving on to Johnny Storm, which is my favorite character, and he's probably a fan favorite. Johnny Storm is done so beautifully in this film. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little skeptical about this Johnny Storm because this actor, I've seen him in A Quiet Place. I don't know his name, so I apologize. He's a good actor. So it's kind of disrespectful. I don't know his name, but nigga, I'm not a nerd neck who knows every single actor's name. So anyways, I seen him in the newest A Quiet Place, and he has a popular role in Stranger Things, so I know he's a good actor. But I just know the role of Johnny Storm isn't an easy task, and I didn't know if I was gonna like him or not. So if we go back to the old Fantastic Fours, Chris Evans, we all know him as like Captain America, but nigga, he did his shit when it came to Johnny Storm. He was a good Johnny Storm. I enjoyed him when he played Human Torch. And then fast forward to Michael B. Jordan's adaptation, you know, that's my twin, and you know, I look just like that nigga. Everybody tells me all the time Michael B. Jordan and me and that nigga are twins. You know, I don't really see it, but you know, I see where they coming from. So you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And even though Michael B. Jordan is one of my goats when it comes to acting, that nigga was straight cabbage juice when it comes to Human Torch. I don't know who set him up for that role, but they set him up for failure. Because there's no way, shape, or form he should have been Human Torch. Because off rip, it doesn't make any sense. Why the fuck is Johnny Storm a black nigga when Sue Storm is his sister and she's white? Unless their mom took a vacation to Wakanda and started fucking with Black Panther or something, I don't understand why this nigga's black. But back on topic, when it comes to this new Human Torch or Johnny Storm, actually, no, while I'm talking about it, let me look up the actor's name because I don't want to keep being disrespectful. Johnny Storm actor. Joseph Quinn. That's that nigga's name? Joseph Quinn. He actually looks like a Joseph Quinn too. That makes sense. That nigga name fits him. He looks like a Joseph Quinn. Alright, but when it comes to Joseph Quinn, hey, straight hand claps for this nigga, man. Straight hand claps. If you ain't got no hands, clap the cheeks for the nigga too, man. He getting straight hand claps. Me personally, I still like Chris Evans as my favorite Human Torch, but if you got Joseph Quinn as your number one, I am not mad at it because he was that damn good. That nigga went crazy in this movie. You know what? I got both of them at number one because that's how much I love Johnny Storm in this movie. You know, they always make Johnny Storm the funny, witty character who always gets the money and gets the bitches. He doesn't really care about what's going on, and you know, they always make him like this like dumb, funny character. But one of the things I really fuck with this movie is when it comes to Johnny Storm, he's still funny and like comedic, and he says like all this. He's a relief character. But when it comes to being on business, this nigga is locked in the whole movie. He is locked in. Like, yes, he's still telling jokes. Yes, he's still saying bullshit. But at the same time, he's meeting up with Mr. Fantastic in the lab to discuss new suits. He's the Silver Surfer. The Silver Surfer speaks like a different language in this movie, and he's like locked in his room trying to decipher her language so he can understand more about the Silver Surfer. Like, he's locked in, bro, and he's actually useful when it comes to the fights. And speaking of the Silver Surfer, I didn't even know the Silver Surfer was in this movie. Like, I don't know if my dumbass didn't pay attention to the trailers, but I deadass didn't know the Silver Surfer was in the movie, let alone that she was a girl. So, you know, my immediate reaction to the Silver Surfer being a girl, I was like, oh, why are they trying to make her a girl? Why are they trying to switch up the fucking storyline? Why are they trying to all this other shit? You know, I was trying to be a hater at first, but you know what I'm saying, I can admit when I'm wrong because I actually love this Silver Surfer. And while we talking about the Silver Surfer, hold on, Silver Surfer. I don't know your name, but excuse me, miss. I saw you from across the room. Nigga, it would take the whole Fantastic Four. Actually, it would take all three adaptations of the Fantastic Four combined to keep my nose off her surfboard. Alright, bro, let me lock in. She still has her aura, she's still powerful, and she's still just like an interesting character. They did a great job with Silver Surfer and Galactus in this movie. And speaking of Galactus, bro, I ain't gonna lie, like Galactus, he looks good as shit. Like, they went crazy on the design and like how he looks and how he acts. Galactus is hard, but they do kind of nerf that nigga in the movie, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna talk about that more after I talk about Sue Storm and Mr. Fantastic. Starting off with Mr. Fantastic and Pedro Pascal, which is an actor I fuck with. And I know a lot of people are getting tired of seeing this nigga. Like, I see all over Twitter and all over like Reddit, people are saying, oh, Mr. Fantastic, or fuck man, I'm Mr. Fantastic. Pedro Pascal or Pedro Pascal. Is it Pedro Pascal? However you say it, Pedro Pascal. I know a lot of people are tired of seeing this nigga's face. And me personally, I'm not. He's a good ass actor. The nigga is a great actor. So if he's good and he's adding value to the movie or the show, put him in the movie or the show. I mean, it's just common sense. Like, it ain't like this nigga is The Rock or something. Like, he plays the same role in every movie. He actually has like versatility and he can switch from role to role, and he's good at it. He's a good actor. Now, I'm gonna go off and say I like his Reed Richards better than the old Reed Richards. Now, we all know the old Reed Richards was like a nerd neck nigga who only cared about science and gets no hoes. And yes, I know he got Jessica Alba, Sue Storm, the baddest girl to ever be in Marvel, but no, nigga, no, he did not get her by himself. She wanted that nigga more than he wanted her. He was that close to fumbling her and letting her stay with Dr. Doom. So no, I'm not giving him the get bitches card because he had Jessica Alba. Now, this Reed Richards, he's still a nerd neck. He only cares about science. But this nigga has aura, bro. He's about his shit. Like, you know he's a leader. You know he's gonna solve out every single problem with his smarts. And when it comes to him and Sue Storm dynamic, he's like the old Reed Richards who like just foams out of his mouth and he can't say anything because, you know, he's so like distracted by a good looking girl. No, this nigga, this Reed Richards right here, he lets his girl know that he a man and he's smooth with it and he asserts his dominance and he lets all these niggas know who the real nigga of the Fantastic Four is. And that's why I fuck with him. Like, to me, he's like a less comedic, less witty Tony Stark. When I say that, I'm not trying to, let me calm down, because when I say that, I'm not trying to compare them because Tony Stark is up here and Reed Richards is right here. But I'm saying, though, he's like a less witty version of Tony Stark. Like, he doesn't have like the charisma that Robert Downey Jr. has, you know what I'm saying? But he's still like, you know, he's still a real nigga. And lastly, but not least, we have Sue Storm or Invisible Woman. This is the part I gotta remind you guys, when it comes to these BFS bars and these movie reviews, this is coming from a normal nigga who likes to watch movies. So sometimes I'm gonna throw logic and reason out the way, and this is one of those times. Now, the reason I say this is a hard role, because if you go back and look at the old Sue Storm, You're gonna have to check off one box. You gotta be pleasant to look at, all right? Now, we all remember the old Invisible Woman, not because she was a good Invisible Woman, she was a good character, not because the movie was actually good, because we know that shit was terrible. You know, for obvious reasons, we know why we like Jessica Alba as Sue Storm, all right? Now, I'm speaking from the past because your boy, you know, I'm in a committed relationship, so I'm not gonna go in any detail, all right? I gotta be on my P's and Q's. Back in the day when this movie came out, when I was like 4 or 5 years old, you know, whenever my diet consists of Capri Suns and Lunchables, I remember watching this movie, and I think I can credit this Sue Storm as like one of my early first erections. So, you know, when it comes to this Sue Storm, when I'm looking at her, I'm like, you know, she isn't really following in the footsteps of Jessica Alba in that department. But, you know, let me stop being a hard critic. Let me see what she got to offer. And man, will I say, I do like this Sue Storm better than the old one. Not appearance-wise, obviously, but for the character itself, this Sue Storm was like that. You know, usually when you think about Invisible Woman, you think of just like a party tricked character. Like, oh, she can turn invisible, she can throw force field, do like these cool like little magic tricks, right? Nah, nigga, no. Not this Sue Storm. Nigga, she damn near could go toe to toe with Thanos. And I'm not exaggerating, bro. They made this Sue Storm strong as fuck. Like the shit she was doing in this movie, I couldn't believe my eyes. You know, I always thought Sue Storm to be the weakest of the Fantastic Four. Maybe her and the Thing could be tied because, you know, Johnny Storm is just too cool of a character. And then when it comes to Reed Richards, you know, his stretching isn't strong, but his smarts. He's so smart that outweighs everybody else's powers. So I had her and the Thing as like my bottom tier like of Fantastic Four members. But in this movie, nigga, it's like she's up here and the rest of these niggas are right here, bro. This is where we're gonna get back to the Galactus shit and how hard they nerfed him. But at the end of the movie, I don't care, man, nigga. Fuck you, it's a spoiler. I don't give a goddamn shit, nigga. It's a spoiler. Who cares? Like, I try my best not to do spoilers in here, but like, if you haven't seen this movie already, I know it's been like only like 3 days since it came out, but bro, you gotta go see this movie. In the beginning of the movie, Galactus goes just moving his fingers and looking at niggas, and he can like damn near kill somebody. And at the end of the movie, he goes to doing a one-on-one standoff with Sue Storm. Yes, you heard me right, nigga. Him and Sue Storm has like a little 1v1. This nigga has every single power in the book. So how in the hell is Sue Storm giving him a run for his money? Like at the end of the movie, they're all scrapping, you know, him and each Fantastic Four member. He's like fighting back. They're all fighting together. He fucking throws the Thing to goddamn Mars. He's stretching out Mr. Fantastic. He flicks Human Torch. So Sue Storm like the last one. Damn, I also forgot to mention like a big part of the movie. So Sue Storm and Mr. Fantastic, they have a baby together, right? They have a baby named Franklin. And apparently this nigga is like the next coming of Jesus Christ. Franklin's like this super like powerful being, but you know, obviously not yet because he's a baby. So Galactus, he can see that. And he's like, oh, I'll spare Earth if you give me your child. And they're like, hell nah, nigga, we're not giving you our baby because obviously it's their baby. But he tells them like that child right there, like he's like glazing the hell out of this baby. You know, one day that child right there, that little nigga will grow up and put up greater numbers than LeBron James. And they're like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah, so I'm gonna need him. And they're like, no, so then they start scrapping. Now that that's out the way, so at the end of the movie, Galactus tries to go and tries to get their baby. So Sue Storm stands in this nigga's way and she uses her forceful powers. Mind you, Galactus is the same size of my meat. This nigga is like 500 feet tall, bro. So she is like using her powers and she uses her force field and she's pushing this nigga back. When I saw this shit, I was like, what the fuck? What am I looking at? I couldn't believe this. Yes, Sue Storm, Invisible Woman. I know, like nigga, this must be the Marvel rival Sue Storm, how strong she is, bro. Like, they couldn't have been in a rank lobby, because if I was Galactus, as soon as this round started, I would have insta-banned Sue Storm. But yes, bro, she is single-handedly pushing this nigga Galactus back off his feet. Just like TJ Warren scoring 50 points in the NBA game, I couldn't believe this shit.
Brandon?
What?
You know what time it is?
What time?
We got a dance party.
A dance party?
It's your favorite song.
What song is it?
You will see.
Bro, what are you talking about? All right, I'll go in there in a second. All right, hold on. Doing something right now. Go. I'm doing something. Other than that, the movie was great. Like, I love everything about this film. One thing I really liked was like the aesthetic and the setting of the movie. Like, the movie is set like in the past future. Like, you know, in Black Ops 2, how like it's still like a old timey setting. Like, there's still like those old ass cars, like the 70s or the 80s, but there's still like futuristic stuff happening in like the world. Like, people are still dressed like it's the 70s, but at the same time, there's still like teleportation and there's still cars flying in the air. Like, it's cool to look at. Like, oh shit. God damn. Almost died. But adding all this together, it made the movie feel new and refreshing. Like, we haven't seen a movie like this in Marvel, so like it was actually cool to see. Got done with the end credit scene. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe what I'm saying right now, but this movie was actually tough. Marvel, I'm sorry, y'all niggas might be back. This shit was actually good. I can't believe what I'm saying right now. I'm about to shed a tear in this bitch. Yo, we've been on a cold streak since Endgame. But fuck, they keep doing this shit and they might be back. Ladies and gentlemen, we might be back. It's a great night, man. It is a great night. Marvel, you finally delivered another good movie since Shang-Chi 3 years ago. Wait, 4 years ago, nigga. Fantastic Four was good as shit, man. It was actually a tough movie. You agree, baby?
It was so good.
You heard that? So good. It was so good. You know, every Marvel movie I go into since Endgame, I'd be scared. I'd be scared shitless. I was scared for this movie. I was ready to hate on it. But I'm not gonna lie. From the acting, from the look of the movie, from the music, from everything, that shit was tough. I'm gonna go ahead and throw Marvel. Right now, I'm gonna say 8.5. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. All right. I'm gonna throw Fantastic Four at 8.5 out of 10. What about you, baby?
I'm gonna give Fantastic Four a 10.
A 10. That's not crazy. That's not a crazy take, all right? That's coming from an MCU casual. That's not a crazy take, all right? BFS bar coming later. Like I said, I really like this movie. If we go ahead and slide Fantastic Four into the BFS bar, I'm gonna give this movie a whopping 9 out of 10, bro. Yes, that's how solid and good this movie is. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Marvel, I was always familiar with your game, but we know y'all niggas have had a few setbacks over the last few years. So if y'all keep this shit up, man, hey, I'm gonna be a Marvel fanboy again. Please, I'm begging all you niggas with at least 10 brain cells in those Marvel headquarters to keep this momentum and keep pumping out movies like this. If they keep this formula, I will not be mad at it. I actually would think this could be just as good as like the old Marvel days. And you know, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think we'll ever get that shit back, but you know, it can still be good. I hope you guys enjoyed this BFS bar. If you haven't seen Fantastic Four, take your ass to the theaters yesterday and go see the movie. Like, this movie was so good. A day or two after I saw this, I went to go see the Superman movie because somehow I missed seeing that when it first came out. I'm not a big fan of DC anyway, so I kind of skipped it, which, you know, that movie's good too, so you're gonna see that BFS bar right after this one. But anyways, I don't know any new Marvel shows or TVs that's gonna come out or that's already came out that I might have missed, so I don't know what's gonna be my next Marvel BFS bar. Actually, let me go check while I'm right here. What's the newest Marvel show or movie? Oh, Ironheart. Oh, okay. You know what? Actually, okay, so the next BFS bar we can get an Ironheart review. I am not doing that shit. Yeah, that's cooked. Yeah, I'm not reviewing Ironheart. Fuck that. That's it for this BFS bar. Make sure y'all stay tuned for the next one. It will be Superman. And with that being said, BFS, believe fails to succeed. Okay, bye.
Let's have sex in the bank. Telling her open a safe. I hate a privileged rapper who don't even know what it takes. The diamonds they hit like a rainbow. That's cause the necklace a frank. Her. Whoa. 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 Yeah.